Good evening, friends. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to my reminiscing about last year's World Series. I'm so happy to have this turn up in my mailbox today. Huge thanks to Steve and Elizabeth for that. Even though it's October, which is normally sweatshirt weather, it's not sweatshirt weather today. Little on the warm side. I am warm in the heart to see you here. I see we've got California, we got South Carolina, we got Seattle. Where's everybody checking in from tonight? We're doing this thing barefoot. It's the October tour, which ordinarily wouldn't be barefoot. But since it's a little bit of our what we call Indian summer, I suppose, here, it seems only fitting. Can you hear me okay? Let me know that I'm actually live on your screen and live in your ears and all the rest of it. I have, for the first time, I have two microphones going on tonight, and that's kind of a new thing, and we'll see how that all works. I've got so much special stuff cooked up for you tonight. It's normally the time when I would be heading west, and I would be bound for the Rockies or the Great Plains or perhaps Texas, and seeing all the fall foliage and all of the rest of it. And tonight we are doing something different. We are all safely at home, and we are stuck to this screen. And I can't tell you how happy I am to see all of you here. I've got a really fun show planned. I got some really special guests here tonight. I got some really important treats for you tonight. I've got a couple of songs from each of the albums tonight to do for you, and I've got a couple of special things from my Songwriting with Wounded Warriors project that I'm going to do for you tonight too. I think we might probably go straight on through for an hour and a half or so, and hopefully you got your snacks and you got your beverages and all the rest of that. As you probably are already aware, it is my wife Michelle's birthday tonight, so she got to pick out a fair amount of the set list for tonight, including the opening tune. So I want to take a moment to let you know that it is much appreciated if you spread the word around. Take a moment to, while you're listening to the first song tonight, maybe hop on Facebook or Twitter or whatever and just nag a handful of family and friends that might enjoy what I'm doing. I could afford to be a less well-kept secret, and I'd be glad to have them here. There's a pinned chat in the top of the chat there that has links to the PayPal and Venmo. Tonight is a free show because so many people are going through so many hard times. I guess that includes us performing artists who are at home live streaming from the living room instead of being on the road, being with people in person. So I'm grateful for trying to make something of the mortgage tonight. And but if you are similarly economically strapped, please enjoy the show, fill your soul. This is medicine night too. So without further ado, which is what I thought I should name a band, because almost every time I've ever been introduced on stage, that's what they say. So enough of me, and without further ado, how are y'all? I hope you're holding up okay. After this first tune, I'll want to know if the guitar is too loud for the voice. Meanwhile, you can sing along when the chorus hits. Climbing on this big jet plane, headed into western skies. And if I had a rearview mirror, it's how I pass the time. Looking back on leaving I've done should be Good evening, family. Good evening, friends. You are a beautiful sight in my live chat. I will tell you that. Wonderful. I hope it's sounding okay. It's great to see you. Coast to coast we are tonight. And I'm trying to get so that you can actually see, for those of you who like to steal left-hand stuff, I would happily let you. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. I got 2 things I can do about that. 1 and 2. Sorry about all the noise this makes on the... Doesn't make any noise out here, but I bet it makes a little bit of noise for you. There we go. How about that? We've got a separate mic for the guitar for the first time. So, in true live streaming from home fashion, I am grateful most of all for your good health and your better company. Cheers to you. Thank you for being here with us tonight and help kick off a wonderful birthday celebration weekend. One of our plans for the weekend is to go enjoy our nation's capital. It's been a while, and of course, it always gets me to thinking too. Hurricane flags flutter and warning the highway to high ground. Unmoved all morning, the least of the least. Phantoms in plain view, begging a ride, begging for rescue from under the bottom line. Onto the TV they're suddenly seen, looking through you and me, born like each one of us, naked and crying, somehow left behind. Hope sputtered and dying, scattered like matchsticks, flood waters preordained, tempest-filled teacup, the driftwood of Pontchartrain, call out for mercy, but there's no answer when we ask how it went so wrong. Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? And can you believe these times we're living in? Somehow overheated, the road to salvation as we lose our grip with each revelation of unholy deals, fleecing the faithful, shattering vows, cracking the crucible to steal from the people. Is that Jesus' teaching? We recite the words, but lose their meaning. The princes and pundits cloaked in theocracy, while thieves in the temple are looting our liberty. Is this what it comes to? Power and preference, executive privilege, for or against us, wrapped in the flag. Do times we're living in, from something worth standing for. I kind of hate it when songs that I wrote a long time ago are still as relevant, or more so than when I wrote them. I want some of these songs to go out of vogue. And by the way, if I made anybody in my house paranoid about singing along, I'm not hearing anybody in my house. It's everybody that I'm hearing through the internet, from Placerville and Seattle and Orlando and everywhere else, and Floyd and Bristol. I see you all, and I'm so happy you're here. Cheers to you, friends. Here's to getting each other safely across the river. We're all we got. I live in this beautiful little nook, sort of taken out of time. My little village of Lincoln is seeing its own changes too, I suppose, but I don't know. I just love to Mississippi too. This is awesome, man. We're gonna have all 50 states in here pretty soon. Pennsylvania too. So my little hometown here is a sort of blip on the map, and you can pass through it and slow down to 25 miles an hour for 30 seconds, and if you didn't look around, you might miss it. There's something special about places like that, because sometimes your neighbors are what you got, and that's how you get on through. And that's the way things have been for a very long time in my little town. Our road on the 4th of July for the kids to ride by. Streamers on their bikes, red and blue and white, let the judges decide. Bring a dish to share and your favorite folding chair, trying to stay cool. We read the famous words just like we've heard since we were kids at school. Where the microphone falls down, just like that. I was wondering why it was getting really close to my hand. Renamed for Honest Abe, somehow it became where I put roots down. Graveyard stones hide more than bones in a red clay ground. These sunken gravel time and slowly disappear. The last dairy farm keeps holding on another year. In my little town, in my little town, when a fire breaks out, when a roof caves in, when the snow's piled high, times are worse they've been. Progress of the present brings a future crashing. Stand up with each other here in our little town. Try not to blink and miss our little town. Our little town, a world of change swirls around our little town. that's a reminder from the universe that one should never get too full of oneself, especially when you're doing your own tech work, such as it may be. How is the sound working now? I'm hoping that we are getting a good balance between guitar and vocal and everything. You can let me know, and hopefully the mic won't do that a whole lot tonight, but you never know. So, my wife's birthday always comes around Halloween, and I live with two Halloweenies. They most definitely enjoy decorating and celebrating, and of course, someone in our house is very dismayed about not being able to trick or treat this year. So we've been looking at candy cannons, so that we might fire disinfected candy, individually wrapped candies that kids go and buy. But I think that they quickly thought that I was taking that a bridge too far. But our porch is all decorated, and of course we use the porch of our house as another room of our house most of the year when we can, and we eat out there in the dark at this time of year because the sun is already going down about 6:30. But it's all lit up with these lovely spooky lights and ghosts and a very large spider. And I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. The birthday girl doesn't like spiders. I have no idea why they put up a really big spider, but they did. So it be. Here's to conquering your fears. So anyway, since I was picking out a couple of songs from each record to do tonight, I thought in the spirit of the season, and I do believe I saw one of my friends from the Sierra Club is in here tonight too, which is a lovely thing. This is a song I wrote about a stretch of the Mississippi River between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, home to perhaps the densest concentration of chemical manufacturing plants and refineries south of northern New Jersey. And I always thought that confluence of chemical plants and spooky blackwater swamps and cypress trees and stuff was just well, let's just say I never imagined that I would want to get lost there after dark. So you can see, I guess, right? There we go. Chemical Voodoo, from the out of print but still digitally available Where This River Runs, 1998. My goodness. I think I'll play another one from that record too, just because. One of those pictures you saw in the opening sequence, which hopefully the opening video thing, you heard the music and all of that, saw the pictures. You saw a little picture from our porch looking up a couple of nights ago at that beautiful little sliver of a moon. Just a few days ago, we were out on the beach at Assateague National Seashore for a few days. And we did not plan this along with any of the celestial events that were going on. It just so happened that we happened to be there when the skies were brilliant and clear and beautiful. And there was Mars rising over the ocean, and the moon was waning. So the time that we saw the moon was actually when we got up to watch the sunrise. And I had gone to sleep that night with Mars beaming through my tent window as I was falling asleep. And when the alarm went off at like 6:30, there was Venus right in the same spot, peering through. It's like I had a guard watching over me the whole evening, which was really kind of magical and special. And so we walked across the dune to the beach, and there's this little waif of a moon hanging there in the sky, and Venus above it, and just the first glow of the day reaching our Atlantic shore. It was pretty spooky, cool, and special. I've been thinking a lot about water, so to do some songs for you from Where This River Runs tonight feels like a sort of appropriate thing to do too, because all that water came from someplace. Rained down on our Blue Ridge behind me here, found its way down the Shenandoah River. Who knows all the stories that went past under a Shenandoah moon. It was the summer of 30 at Broad River Alley, where two kids fell right into love. Sarah Jean's dad's bank failed, and James' farm went for sale, but those kids found good in hard times. At the Grange Hall, when they heard the band call a Virginia waltz lilting tune, slipped into the night air to shadows without care, bathed in the light of a Shenandoah moon. To the Great War came, and James signed up his name to stare in hell's face on the line. tears, smiles instead. By morning she'd see James again. Like corn in July heat, each taste so sweet, but all good things meet their earthly end. And that band of angels plays an old Virginia waltz while two kids twirl through eternity. Through heavenly meadows, a gentle river flows, and two smiling faces shine from a Shenandoah moon. A Shenandoah moon. Shenandoah Moon, may it find you on this beautiful evening, safely at home, and with fair weather all about, I suppose. I'm doing a quick check here just to make sure that everything is happening properly in the audio department. Is everything sound okay to y'all? You can hear the voice and the guitar and everything the way that you're supposed to? Because that's important after all. You're taking time out of your busy lives to be here. I want it to sound really good for you. And I want to make sure that the input is doing what... No! It's been off the MacBook the whole time. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. No wonder it's messed up. Okay. I'm going to do one little bit of trickery here real quick. I was starting to think that something wasn't right. No matter what you do, there's always something. So hang on just a second. Let me try just one little... You probably won't notice anything different, but I will. I want to see this thing. Was the thing that was messing with my head. Can you hear me a little bit better now? I'm glad that it didn't sound terrible. Hang on. Hang on. I'm coming back, I promise. You will hear me again. You have my word on it. Yes, it's back. Good. Okay, now this time you should be hearing me tap. Cousin Colin is here tonight. How wonderful is that? My cousin Claudia is here from South Carolina. I've got family here from all over the place. And I've got this mic on over here too. So I didn't even have the two mics going on. So, judging by your commentary, it was a temporary and short and easily fixed issue. So I'm celebrating for the last time probably this year the 25th anniversary of my debut CD, Traveler. It came out in 1995. And I've enjoyed revisiting a lot of songs from that, and I've got a couple of different ones cooked up for tonight. This is one of them. This one is about the folks who settled in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee and western North Carolina. Georgia, all of a few miles from the South Carolina border, but yes, you get credit for both, cousin. I don't know if I got anybody else in Georgia or South Carolina tonight, so you get to cover both bases. All right, so can you hear the guitar and the voice and everything okay? Here we go. It's called Gatlinburg. Old man now I've grown to be, but here's the simple truth. The tale of my life played out while I was but a youth. My family farmed these hollers since my great-great-grandpappy lived here in these misty woods with the last of the Cherokee. First loggers came with big machines, tearing up the earth to Appalachian hardwood trees for all that they were worth. Rip coves and balls alike took all the land would give, left us with a few cold coins and no place left to live. Moon sat slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life and all the rest. Lord, these mountain ways will end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. The federal government took my land in 1931 to make a national park here in the home of the Cherokee sun. Tourists came from New York town in finery and pearls, staring at these hazy slopes with the barefoot hillbilly girls. Moon sat slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life and all the rest. Lord, these mountain ways will end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. No place left to go but a government house living with the Flatlanders. The politicians throwing stones to claim the triumphers. Nothing against wilderness, fact I'd like some too. Just give me back my rundown shack, it's all I ask from you. My homestead lies 2 exits down this old 4-lane highway, paved road by a strip mall with a Smoky Mountain name. Moon sat slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life and all the rest. Lord, these mountain ways will end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round a bend. Moon sat slowly in the west, bringing darkness to this life I've loved the best. Lord, these mountain ways must end when the last coach out of Gatlinburg is going round the bend. Neighbors new and old, it's great to see you. From Mountville Viejo, there at the first Mountville Folk Festival, if I do remember correctly. And almost every one of them since. Wonderful to see you. So, is the sound a little bit more professional sounding now? Have we managed to get both of these microphones working in reasonable simpatico with each other, and it's is okay out your way? The voice okay over the guitar? All these things are important. By the way, speaking of important, I would be remiss in looking at the mortgage the other day. Up at the top of the chat tab, there is a pinned tab, and it's got the PayPal and Venmo links. Should you be feeling moved to help make up for not being on the road, these are the strangest times I have ever experienced, but then again, it's that way for all of us, and I'm grateful to have a roof overhead, and I really do want to keep it that way, so I deeply appreciate your generosity there. But if you are among the many who are struggling, please sit back, relax, and let me put a little medicine in your soul for a little while. We all need that in the biggest way, to your good health and better company. Laura, I'm very glad to see you here in the chat room tonight, because I was thinking of you today as I was planning this out, as I was riding around and enjoying the scenery around here, and I knew that it was time. I knew that it was time. Time for a glass of water, and time for When the Maples Turn. I am but a small boy on my grandmother's knee. She's telling me a story from when she was 3. I have known you all my life, I say. Always you were wise, but how could you expect me to believe you were my size? She holds up the picture. Look, this child is me, just the same as you, and it's clear to plain to see. And I reply, there is a difference. It surely proves me right, for I live my life in color. There you are in black and white. And the golden years go silver like the falling of the leaves. Father Time is always tugging at our sleeve. And I know the story winds down when life's autumn colors burn, killing frost not far behind when the maples turn. She's the queen of all the nurses, the patriot, the saint, lighting matches in dark places, bearing all without complaint. These are her chapters and her verses from our history, but pages left to come are mostly left to me. For grandmother is quite old now, she's lived a century, and the eyes reflecting my own no longer know it's me. And I wrestle with the notion, someday I'll know that cage, once again remembering she once was my age. And the golden years go silver like the falling of the leaves. Father Time is always tugging at our sleeve. And I know the story winds down when life's autumn colors burn, killing frost not far behind when the maples turn. Flagstaff, Arizona, after another show, a young girl shares a story that reminds me of my own. How it all once seemed so clear, so long before this page. I hear myself saying back when I was your age. And the golden years go silver like the falling of the leaves. Father Time is always tugging at our sleeve. And I know the story winds down when life's autumn colors burn, killing frost not far behind when the maples turn. And the golden years go silver like the falling of the leaves. Father Time is always tugging at our sleeve. And I know the story winds down when life's autumn colors burn, killing frost not far behind when the maples turn. When the maples turn. When the Maples Turn, the 15th birthday of that album, Beyond Borders, this year. How crazy that all seems. Hey, in just a little bit, I'm gonna do something really special. I've got a couple of my veterans in the house tonight. A couple of the wounded warriors that I worked with in the Music Therapy of the Rockies songwriting program, and I've got a special video to share and a couple of songs tonight, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna play a couple more tunes before I do that. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that that was coming, because I really don't want you to miss it. You might have seen the Today Show clip that I shared on my Facebook music page earlier today about 6 of the families in this Hidden Heroes program, and one of them happens to be the caregiver for my wounded warrior, and I'm so happy they're here in the audience tonight. It's a delight to have them. It's a delight and an honor to be able to sing for everyone tonight. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for your generosity in the PayPal and Venmo and all of that. I really appreciate all of that. If everything is going smoothly and you're enjoying it and you're thinking, golly, I would love to turn more of my friends onto your music, now is an excellent time to do that. We still have plenty of show left to go. And if you feel like doing a quick Facebook post or a Twitter post or even an email just to let some friends know, and if they come in and enjoy themselves, maybe they'll hit the PayPal and Venmo too. But most of all, I'd love to be able to share this music a little bit more widely. I put a lot of work into it. It'd be lovely to have it get around even more than it does. So thank you for that. So I'm going to do one from the new project, because it seems only fitting these crazy times. Goodness. Sons and dads are in the news these days, and when I did the Family History Project, of all these years that I've played music with my dad, when I was a kid, and he sat in with me at my shows a bunch of times, but I had never recorded anything with him, and I wanted to get him involved with this project, because really half of this was his family history, and he just turned 84 this summer. So last summer when we were doing this, I was thinking, there is no better time than now. And so the problem was that I hadn't written anything that he really, was all that excited about. So I decided that I would write something special for that. That particular purpose seemed important. So, how weird it is that that's in the news this week, but there it all is. This one's from Treasures in My Chest, and it's called Sons and Fathers. We're all born screaming, naked and afraid. Now looking back, it's funny seeing all those plans I made. We'd throw our balls and race our bikes, sometimes dare to dream. Manhood ain't as hard as fathers make it seem. I guess it's just the way of things. We take our place in line, like our fathers and their fathers did when it was their time. Now we're slowly trading places. I suppose those are the rules, but Father Time won't suffer any fools. And all those things we cannot say, we're perfectly imperfect at getting out of our own way. We do not, we will not, could not, though we know it's true. Nothing else gets quite as tangled up in knots as sons and fathers do. sat on that bridge or that far shore. Now it's my turn in that easy chair. It's the hardest thing I've done. Though any man can take the gig, it ain't for everyone. The have-tos and the must-dos, credit and the blame we earn, hoping what we teach is what they need to learn. Things we cannot say, we're perfectly imperfect at getting out of our own way. Hey, we do not, and we will not, could not, though we know it's true. Nothing else gets quite as tangled up in knots as sons and fathers do. And if you haven't heard that record, my pop played some pretty badass B3 organ and piano on it. It was kind of cool. It was really cool. What am I saying? I enjoyed it immensely. How are y'all doing? I'm grateful to have you here. I'm grateful to have the excuse to play a bunch of songs that Michelle picked out tonight. We haven't sang Happy Birthday to her yet. We should probably do that, shouldn't we? Would you like to sing Happy Birthday in the key of F? Because that's what I'm queued up for, and that would be lovely. So you go ahead and you sing it really loud in 15-part harmony at home, okay? Because, I mean, you only get to have one birthday a year, right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Michaela. Happy birthday to you. There you go, honey. And then she asked for this one from Something Worth Standing For. Guess there's a little thread of parenting going through this one tonight. 1964, the summer I was born. Two black boys went to Jesus 'neath the Mississippi moon. Knock on the door, hearts sink through the floor, and a flood of mothers' tears run fast for souls taken too soon. While my parents, far from harm, new babes safe in their arms, must have wondered at the hands that twist such fate. The call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. Is it joy or tears that come with curtains drawn? The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round the bend, and then they're gone. Leave us letting go, holding on too long. Hola de Cuba. Under this highway night, and galaxies burn bright in conversation with a face I cannot see. A sudden shooting star, I wonder who you are. I hope the life we give you's everything you wish that you could be, like my parents must have done. I wonder what this world's become, and do I dare to think it's fair we're blessed with you? The call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. Here's a joy or tears that come with curtains drawn. The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round a bend, and then they're gone, and leave us letting go, holding on across the generations. Parents' trepidation, the leap of faith to take our place within the flow. And I await the news, you're now a parent too. As the current carries all this old man's learned, despite our best intent and fortune's heaven sent. Sometimes we must swim waters spanned by bridges that we've burned. That call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. A joy or fears that comes with curtains drawn. The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round a bend, and then they're gone. Leave us letting go, holding on. That one's for the kid. Okay, so now I'm going to try doing something fancy. I have spent some very special and privileged time working with wounded warriors as part of the music therapy of the Rockies program, and I wanted to play a couple of those songs tonight. I'm fairly certain that both of the vets that I wrote these with are in the house, and I want to do them proud by doing a great job of their songs. The second one tonight is a debut. I have not played it in front of an audience yet, and I'm looking forward to it. But I was also so thrilled to see that Alex's family was on the Today Show yesterday, talking about Elizabeth Dole's Hidden Heroes program, about those who are the caregivers for our wounded warriors who are putting their lives back together, and how hard it is for them and how hard it is for their loved ones, their caregivers. So I wanted to take a couple moments to share this clip that the Hidden Heroes program did for their family. And I'm hoping like heck that I can make this thing work well for you. I'm going to try a little studio trickery right now. Let's see if I make this happen.
Alex Babon witnessed the worst scenes of war. As a mortuary affairs specialist, he recovered the remains and personal effects of fallen service members. It took an enormous toll on him. Alex now suffers from post-traumatic stress, a traumatic brain injury, agoraphobia, vertigo, and skin conditions from his exposure to chemicals. Life after the military would be impossible for Alex to handle on his own. Fortunately, he has a loving family who makes it their daily mission to help him pull through. His wife, Sylvia, supports him as his primary caregiver. Alex struggles when he's faced with too many choices, so Sylvia begins every day selecting 3 outfits for him to choose from. Alex has trouble bending over without falling, so Sylvia assists him in the shower and with putting on his pants and shoes. The most consuming part of her role is anticipating Alex's many emotional triggers. Loud noises, the sounds of taps playing, even the smoke of a barbecue grill can cause him to shut down or send him into a flashback. When Sylvia struggles to keep up with Alex's care, their 5 kids know it's their time to step up. Their oldest child, Annie, takes Alex to his doctor's appointments. Their 10-year-old, Ziani, likes to be the nurse. All their children, including 6-year-old Sarah Beth, help soothe their dad's mood. And 14-year-old Paula keeps the little ones occupied and calm when their dad is struggling through an emotional episode. The impact of the situation is hard on these children. They each attend therapy. They have struggled socially since their mom can't leave their dad, and their dad can't go to birthday parties, malls, or crowded theaters. But Sylvia has seen in them a kindness, maturity, and empathy for others, especially military kids and those with disabilities. Their 17-year-old son, Delexis, plans to pursue a degree in counseling to help other children. Even the family's collection of pets knows how to provide comfort to Alex. Their dog Tiny is especially good at well-timed licks and kisses. But in the darkest moments, though, it is only Sylvia who can save Alex. Whenever Alex suffers a flashback, his eyes turn distant and cold as violent scenes play out in his head. They've only found one thing that can snap him out of it: the gentle touch of Sylvia's hand to his face. The feeling of my hand somehow reaches him, says Sylvia, and lets him know that he is safe and loved. Sylvia, you stood by your veteran. America now stands with you.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it? So I had the privilege of writing a song with Alex, telling his story, and of course, telling the story of his angel. This is called New Mission Now. Duty calls in many ways. I chose to serve the fallen, sent home to Dover Air Force Base, awaiting love's final calling. Do your job, get each detail right, an honor guarded with all my might, and I'm gonna make sure that you get home. These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survived somehow to take a new mission now. But this is my mission now. Don't know why they'd haunt my dreams, till I found that I was falling, wrapped up in an angel's wings. When my death came calling, she said, my love keeps your heart held tight, an honor guarded with all my might, and I'm gonna make sure that you're okay. These These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survives somehow to take a new mission now. For this is my mission now. Baby boy sleeps gently. He wears me Abuelo's name. Now this grandfather's aching heart, once again broken open and changed. Family's everything to me. A love I guard with all that I can be. I'm gonna make sure you're safe each night. These eyes have seen families cry. These arms bear the reasons why. This heart that survives somehow to take a new mission now. To take a new mission now. To take a new mission now. For this is my mission now. It is an honor to give back something in some small way to those who wrote the blank check for all of us. It was a real treat to get to spend some time with Alex and Sylvia and to play the song together when it was brand spanking new. We created it and poof, there it was. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed getting to meet them, and I hope they got to hear it too. So I did 2 of these retreats last year, and I will probably do them for as long as I am possibly able to do so. Unfortunately, like everything in my world, pretty much other than the daily routine of getting up and Zoom teaching and Zoom performing and Zoom school and Zoom everything, and man, I got Zoom fatigue. But it's better than nothing by a lot. And I'm grateful that I get to look forward to working with the Vets again. The next album is definitely going to be a release of the songs that I've written with Vets. It would have been nice to have been spending this year writing some songs with Vets too. I am optimistic about doing it next year, but I did 2 retreats last year. One was in October, and the first one where I met Alex was in May. I often play the other song from that May retreat that I wrote with Josh, and we recorded that one for an acoustic version, and this winter we're going to record an electric version with drums and all the rest of it to the bridge. But tonight I want to play for the first time the song that I wrote with Will in October. And every one of these Vets brings just this amazing sense of self to these one-on-one discussions, and I know they've talked a lot, and they've talked to a lot of people, and they've trusted a lot of people with their stories. And to be a songwriter, to be welcomed into that envelope, if you will, is really an honor, and it's quite poignant and powerful. And yet, nothing in civilian life prepares you for what their stories are like and what they've experienced. And yet, you're not there to do that. You're there to help them reframe their story and rewire their trauma in a way that they can process it and see it as an additive to the whole person, to the whole self. And to be able to write these songs with them is among the most amazing experiences I've had in my life. So when I was talking with Will, we discovered that we shared a mutual fondness for the funk of Motown and R&B, and I thought, well, that's where we should probably try to take your song, and it worked out pretty well. So I've not played it before because I've always wanted to do it, for the first time with people with a horn section and, big full rhythm and blues kind of ensemble. But you know what? It's time to stop waiting. We wrote the song a year ago, almost to the day. And his song, rock on, sing it with us, man. It's called Man in the Mirror. I wanna be a protector, keep you safe from harm. My superhero powers didn't sound the alarm. The faces of doubters that said I'm ready to fall. I'd do whatever to prove you wrong. I can take it any and all. But the man in the mirror, what do you see? A shape in the shadows, hollowed and empty. The code is within me, I must set it free. 'Cause the man in the mirror ain't who I'm meant to be. The sergeant at arm's length, suffering privately. And every death that I've seen became a part of me. Beneath that uniform, crisp and neat, I'm all battered and scarred. That guilty burden changes you till you don't know who you are. Yeah, the man in the mirror, what do you see? A shape in the shadows, hollowed and empty. The code is within me, and just set it free. 'Cause the man in the mirror ain't who I'm meant to be. Yeah. Standing up in the darkness and shine a light in a hole. The first steps to walk from pain that drains your body and soul. Sturdy and humble, learning how to be real, making me hungry for all the good I can truly feel. At the man in the mirror looking at me, there's no more a shadow, no longer empty, rising within me, setting me free. The man in the mirror, that's who I'm ready to be. No longer empty, the road is within me, setting me free. The man in the mirror, that's who I'm ready to be. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, well, I hope you liked it. Sylvia, I'm awful glad that you and Alex were here to let me share your story. It seems fitting to play a love song. It seems fitting to play a love song that I wrote to my wife. It seems fitting because every day, but especially since it's her birthday, and it's fitting to play it because she asked me to as well. That's enough reasons that the shoe fits perfectly. I was a chemistry major, and I do know that there's no such thing as alchemy. At least when it comes to metals. When it comes to us humans, however, that, my friends, is another matter entirely. Skies are clearing, sun streams down, Ice is breaking on cold, hard ground. Perfect geese point in northbound flight. No longer wish I may with all my might. The great storm passes, flood subsides. All the treasures that tempest hides, precious metals long concealed, forged and tempered, newly revealed. When two elements bond, as they often do, what makes rare pairs magic, timeless and true. So if touches of silver someday grace our faces, there's no place I'd rather be than part of this alchemy. Flaring sparks fly on wildfire wind. Is it peril or promise when the flames rush in? To phoenix rising from smoldering seeds. Hard shells gone leaves just what love needs. When two elements bond, as they often do, what makes rare pairs magic, timeless and true. So if touches of silver someday grace our faces, there's no place I'd rather be than part of this alchemy. So put that last log on the fire, let its fading glow warm our desire. Let those embers light our sleep, lay us down our dreams to keep. When two elements bond, as they often do, what makes rare pairs magic, timeless and true. So if touches of silver someday grace our faces, there's no place I'd rather be than part of this alchemy. So when touches of silver someday grace our faces, there's no place I'd rather be than part of this alchemy. Alchemy from Beyond Borders. 15 years old this year. And that's kind of crazy too. This big old world keeps turning. And it's funny, I now can say that I have lived long enough to see it twist and repeat itself and reframe itself in new ways. And knowing what some of you are going to be departing for here in just a little bit, I wanted to play one from Traveler. And I'm going to only play a couple more songs tonight. so that you can get on with your lives. I am so grateful to have you here. I'm so grateful for all of the generosity in the tip jar up there at the top of the chat. Thank you for the PayPals and the Venmos. You're helping us to somehow manage to squeak on through. And golly, let's hope we all can squeak on through this without getting sick, without losing any more of our loved ones. It seems that every year at this time we've got something to talk about here in Virginia. I wrote this song a long time ago because I was kind of disgusted with the process, and I was kind of messing around and rewriting some of the words to it today. And I don't know, it's more probably a songwriting exercise and a bit of fun than anything, but there's bits and pieces of it that still seem so relevant. See the candidate on my TV screen, running for the power play. I see the slogans posted on my feed that claim they know what's best for me. He's standing on a stage, a puppet in a show, taunting just like school kids do. The only character I see is the roles they try to play in a script the money man wrote. Mommy, will it rain on election day? Will I get lucky? Will it turn out good for me? And someday I'll be rich enough to buy election day. But right now I'm too poor to pay the price. The cameras flash as the cast takes their place. Defend the mediocrity. Corporate sponsors whirl the jig with the doctors of spin to dance the great conspiracy. Someone wrote democracy in America, where all the people have their say. But all we get are politicians blowing in the wind. Who do they stand for anyway? Will it turn out good for me? Maybe I'll be rich enough to buy election day. But right now I'm too poor to pay the price. Oh, enough to buy election day. But right now I'm too poor to pay the be rich enough to buy election day, but right now I'm too poor to pay the price. And with that, before I go, friends, thank you. Thank you for helping me kick off Michelle's birthday celebration this weekend. Thank you for helping us have some human connection tonight to Cuba and across the country and everywhere that people are tuning in from tonight. Thank you ever so much. Thank you for your kindness and your time. If you are so moved to help a little with the mortgage and help make up the tremendous loss of tour revenue from not being on the road all these months, up at the top of the chat there is the pinned chat has the link to my PayPal and Venmo, and for that we are deeply grateful. Thank you for all of it. Most of all, though, it's just really special to be here with you for a little while tonight, here in what seems like our living room, but really isn't. I've got other things coming up, and at the end I'll have some dates to keep track of, some things to keep track of. If you're interested in doing a little Christmas shopping early, the music store at my website has all of the songs you've heard tonight, except for the vet songs, are on my CDs. And I'm happy to, I will be the one who walks them up to the post office up our dead-end gravel road, and I'd be happy to take care of you in the midst of that too. So the chat seems to have gone dead for me here for a little while, so hopefully you're at least talking amongst yourselves for a little while and having a grand old time doing it. I've been texting with an old friend of mine who was one of my bandmates. When we were out at the ocean, we drove by his getaway house in Chincoteague, so I was reminded that this song would be a great way to close out tonight because we have so much to be thankful for, even as we struggle. This song written with my friend John Rickard, and it's called Count Your Blessings. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count the good deeds that you've done, or lend your hand to help someone. St. Peter's got his list, he's checking everyone. Count the good deeds that you've done. In spite of all your troubles, all you need is on your back. Believe in all your blessings, and don't worry about all you lack. Count the lessons you learn each day. Let them guide you, show you the way. Follow the words, you won't go astray. Count the lessons you learn each day. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. So, from high on a mountaintop in West Virginia, from my living room in the beautiful Blue Ridge foothills of Virginia, I say thank you, family and friends, for tuning in. From all the places that you have tuned in, I've got lots of things to tell you about here in the closing moments here. So let me see if this little bit works. I especially want to say thanks to Alex and Sylvia for being here tonight, and to Will for being here tonight. It was a great honor to be able to share your songs with my audience, and I'm grateful to be able to do it. I haven't seen anything going on in the chat for a while, and it says that I got disconnected from it. So I'm hoping that if you've been chatting amongst yourselves, I'll get to see it here. But thank you so much for all the generosity over there. I'm gonna see if I can make this thing work. You should be hearing June Apple from Beyond Borders. Yeah, there we go. And of course, I want to tell you about the next show. Show is coming up November 28th. I'm doing my first Zoom concert where I actually get to see you as well as you see me. And my friends, the Giblins, are hosting it at their Redbud Run house concerts. There are a limited number of seats in person for that one. That's here in Western Loudoun County. I think it's a joint venture with our friends Rich and Dana and the Bull Run House concerts too, so it would be lovely to see you for that. Thank you for keeping tabs on that. And of course, here we'll be doing our regular winter holiday festivities sometime in December. I haven't set the date for that yet, but it's usually sometime in the middle of the month. And the living room here will be all decorated, and we'll have a grand old time. So I look forward to seeing you back here for that too. All of the info about that stuff is on the tour page at the website. And beyond that, there's the the last order of business for the night. Thank you ever so much for being willing to do this part. The Venmo and PayPal is what's helping getting us through these hard times, and I greatly appreciate that. I am especially grateful, though, if you are struggling too and you let me fill your soul for a little while tonight. It really matters a lot. Art is important these days, and giving art to those who need it, as well as helping support the artists who make it. Somehow or other, we're all here to get each other home. And on that note, friends, thank you ever so much for being here with me tonight. It's been a treat. Thank you for sharing it. I hope you come back and enjoy it again afterwards. It will be on my YouTube channel for a while. And take good care of yourselves, and remember, above all, stay kind. Be well.